A cash amount of $100,000 from President Jammeh was delivered to the deceased family by the Vice President. The 67-year-old Ajifatu Salah, a mother of 8 children, who had a divine privilege to enjoy the love of over 25 grandchildren, was laid to rest this afternoon. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
May the soul of the departed rest in peace. The Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, has embarked on a 2-week training program for members of a visiting Taiwanese team of youth ambassadors. The event is part of efforts to broaden cultural ties between Banjul and Taipei. Modi Jalo tells us more.
The ties between the Republic of China and Taiwan and the Gambia continue to be manifest in various fields. The latest is the visit of these youth ambassadors from the National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, who are in the country for 2 weeks of cultural exchanges with their Gambian counterparts. The ambassadors, in collaboration with the Taiwanese Embassy, this morning opened their 2-week program at the Baobab Resort. Tom Lee, the charge d'affaires of the Taiwanese Embassy, said that the cultural exchange with the students from the Taiwanese University of Science and Technology will go a long way in cementing a fruitful relationship between the two countries.
Taiwan and the Gambia, we are not only friends, we are also the good brothers and sisters. And ever since 2 years ago, in order to further promote the relationship between the Gambia and also to create a platform for our young university students to travel to the Gambia to know more about the country and also to have a cultural exchange.
He also said that the 3rd batch of visiting students will engage in displaying of skills and talents rarely seen in the Gambia. Mr. Lee encouraged the visiting students to enjoy the Gambian people and their hospitality. The Deputy Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, Amin Yang, graced the occasion on behalf of the Minister, Mamburi Jai. In her remarks, Mrs. Yang commended the Taiwanese Embassy for facilitating the visit, as it will have a positive impact on the country's youth.
Any investment in our youth is an investment for continuous progress and prosperity, because the destiny of our two nations lies in the hands of our youth.
She also described Taiwan as one of Gambia's most treasured friends and further stated her gratitude towards Taiwan's openness to share knowledge. Professor C from the Taiwanese University of Science and Technology presented and gave a brief background of the students, who are all majoring in product and architectural design. Professor C also affirmed that the visit is the beginning of a continuous relationship between Taiwanese and Gambian students. Sheikh Omar Bitey, President of the National Union of Gambian Students and the President of the University of the Gambia Students Union, said that the visit will serve as a motivation to our youths and encourage creativity.
This exchange, I believe, will not only be about the two countries or the bilateral relationship between the Gambia and Taiwan. It will also serve as a motivation to the young Gambians, especially students of this country. I believe these students will be the people who are taking this country to the next level in terms of development and in terms of economic growth.
Mr. Bitey went on to show his appreciation to the Taiwanese people and expressed the hope that the program will be expanded to other sectors. The program was closed by the flying of self-made plastic flowers made by the visiting students. Modi Jalo, GRTS.
Staff of the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations, NGO officials and other stakeholder representatives recently validated Tango's 5-year strategic plan. The working document is expected to guide the process leading to the attainment of Tango's goals during the stipulated period. Louis Mendy has details in this report.
Institutions to function effectively and remain focused in attaining their target goals, they should have strategic directions. Tango, an association of non-governmental organizations, is not an exception. The NGO consortium recently gathered senior NGO heads, representatives from civil society groups, and consultants to validate a 5-year strategic plan.
The purpose of our meeting today is to validate the draft 5-year strategic plan for Tango, and that's why we have invited people to seek their opinions.
The working document for Tango is expected to bring to fruition the goals of the institution for the stipulated period. By extension, the same document is also envisaged to bring efficiency and accountability in the NGO communities, since their interests are represented by Tango.
Tango is a membership organization. It consists of about 70 to 80 members, all civil society organizations. Now, if we are developing a roadmap for the next 5 years, it's only fair that we bring them on board, because what Tango is doing is try to address the issues concerning our members.
Key components embedded in the documents, as heavily discussed during the validation, included sustainable funding. The document also emphasized the need to bridge the capacity gap in Tango. These issues and many others are critical in the realization of the institution's aspirations.
The major constraints that civil society and NGOs have is like sustainable funding. I think in our strategy that is a key issue. How do we develop a strategy that will support sustainable funding for civil society? As you are aware, civil society, we don't make business. We raise funds outside this country and to support the blueprints of the government of the Gambia. So definitely sustainable funding is a key issue. To capacitizing our members in terms of delivering their services in the proper manner in the various communities is also an issue. 3, communication, advocacy, influencing policy. You know, when policies are developed, we are supposed to participate in those policy development to make sure that the policy is user-friendly and it addresses the needs of the vulnerable and the communities that it's supposed to address.
The forum was highly participatory. The reason is obvious, so that by the end of the day, Tango thrives on a working document that is validated by the very people concerned. Those are the NGO communities and the civil society groups. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
From volunteers to donor aid coordinators, the Gambia Red Cross Society has, with technical support from the Spanish Red Cross movement, secured $22 million funding from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Babukar Kamara reports the money is meant to support 5,700 families affected by last year's crop failure.
We are organizing this press conference to tell the nation, to tell the world, to tell our partners, the donors, how prepared we are as a movement in responding to the needs of the people that we intend to serve in this particular operation that we called Food Security Operation 2012.
It is a universal movement founded in 1859 by Henry Donant, called the Red Cross, recounting its support once again to the vulnerable since government declared the 2011 cropping season as a failure, with an appeal for support from its collaborative partners is the humanitarian movement.
Since the declaration of the crop failure by the government of the Gambia on the 6th of June, March 2012, the management of the Gambia Red Cross manifesting a very high level commitment to the cause of humanity, which the Red Cross indeed is, had worked very diligently and tirelessly in order to supplement the efforts of government in alleviating the suffering of the vulnerable communities.
We receive funding from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies with a direct funding of 146,342 Swiss francs, which totals to 4,800,000. We also, through the Federation, receive funding from the Icelandic Red Cross, an amount of 300,000 Swiss francs, which also amounts to 9,900,000. In total, we were able to secure, through the Federation, 14.7 million Gambian dollars to support the vulnerable. Bilaterally also, with the Spanish Red Cross, we were able to mobilize 7.3 million Gambian dollars to support the vulnerable.
From volunteers to donor aid coordinators, the Impartiality Movement vowed to spend $22 million amongst 39,000 people within the hard-hit regions of North Bank and Lower River regions.
Rice, we are buying 288,000 kilos, which is 5,760 50 kilograms bags of rice for the next 4 months. Oil, we are buying 48,000 liters of oil of 2,889 20-liter gallons of oil.